Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be about the curly girl method. If you heard about this or if you didn't hear about this, you'll get all the details in this video, and I'll also be explaining why I don't follow the curly girl method, at least anymore. So if you guys are interested, then please stay tuned, and please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and follow me on Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, and Twitter. And let's get right into the video. If you follow other curly girls in the curly community, then you have heard of this curly girl method or CG method. I heard of the CG method. I've never read. There's actually a curly girl handbook, and it was created by, I have all the details in my phone, so I hope I don't get anything wrong. Please feel free to fact check me in the comments down below. It was created by Lorraine Massey, and she actually introduced everybody to the curly girl method, and she is also the author of Curly Girl the Handbook. I actually never read the book, but I've heard everything I think I need to hear from the book, and it's something that I've been hearing around the curly community ever since I was introduced to the curly community back in 2017. Basically what the curly girl method is for a wavy girl, a curly girl, and then a super curly girl. It's about not using any silicones, sulfates, or parabens, using clean ingredients for your curls, not shampooing, so using like a gentle cleanser instead of a shampoo, doing more of a co-wash, washing your hair less, everything that you kind of see a lot of curly girls doing in the community as of now. A lot of curly girl products and companies are actually coming out with the same kinds of products that have no silicones, parabens, or dyes and stuff like that. Now, I was following that method for some time. However, once I dug deeper into what the curly girl method truly is, then it also includes not using any alcohols or fragrances, which I was not aware of, and I actually have used products that have alcohol and fragrances. I do want to give you guys the actual definition that I found on naturallycurly.com, and it basically says that it is a hair care method that trades in damaging habits like shampooing and heat styling for a healthy curly hair regimen using just conditioner and gel. While this set of recommendations has been shown to have incredible results for many curlies in our community, you should always feel free to modify them to suit your hair. I also didn't know that it was just confined to using conditioners and gel. Actually, that's all I really use when I am styling my hair. I actually use some styling products such as defining creams and stuff like that, but it's basically the same thing. It's adding moisture and then sealing all the products in with some gel. As you guys know my story about my curly hair, I have been on this healthy hair journey for about 3 years now. I was gonna say 2 years, but we're in 2020, so 3 years now, and I was trying to stick to the gentle cleansers and stuff like that. However, I did shampoo with a regular shampoo every now and then, because I just personally feel that you do need to cleanse your scalp with something that's a little bit more intricate and more hardcore than just like a conditioning cleanser. As I said in one of my videos before, sometimes the conditioning cleansers are a little bit too milky and I don't feel like a lot of them really get in there and cleanse. I do feel that everybody's hair is different. Whether you fit into the wavy or the curly or the super curly box, everybody's hair is very much different. So although I have curly hair, somebody else who has curly hair, their hair is going to react different because it depends on porosity, and it also depends on how your hair reacts to, which does have to do with porosity anyway. It also depends on how your hair reacts to certain kinds of products, and that's why you'll see that certain people can use certain custards and creams and gels while others really can't. A lot of people in the curly community might feel a way about this, but I personally recently have stopped caring too much about certain ingredients in my products. I'm going to explain why, and I'm also going to say what products or what ingredients I kind of don't really care about anymore. Now, if you guys heard of sulfates are pretty much bad because they dry out your hair. It's putting like salt in your hair, and it's drying out your hair, and especially if you have curly hair, you know that your hair is automatically already dry. Putting in sulfates is just making your hair a lot drier. Not only is that not recommended, but it's just not gonna help your case. From what I've studied in the past, the reason why curly hair is a lot drier is because oils and stuff like that, like your natural oils that your scalp produces for your hair, comes obviously from the scalp. Because the hair is curly, it does take some time to travel down the strands of hair, especially to the ends, which is why your ends are always like the driest parts of your hair. That's opposite also to girls who have straight hair. The oil kind of travels really quickly down their hair strands. And if you guys notice, if you do have curly hair, if you've ever noticed when you do straighten your hair tends to get oily a lot faster. That's why, because the oils that your scalp is producing, that your body is naturally producing, does travel down the hair strands a lot easier when your hair is straight. If you're using sulfates in your hair, you're essentially just drying out your hair even more. It's already lacking moisture because it is curly hair, as I said. Also, your ends are going to be very much dry, even drier. Now, silicones are bad because it's basically like, I feel like by now everybody knows what silicone is. It's kind of like a really thick jelly. Like nothing can penetrate through silicone. When you coat your hair with a product that has silicone, then all of the juiciness and the really good ingredients from that product can get into the strands. So when a lot of people dye their hair, they put Vaseline around here because then the color, even if you do get color, like where the Vaseline is not necessarily going to penetrate and stain your skin. That's basically the same thing that silicone does. Silicone creates a barrier, and then your hair is not going to be able to receive the really good ingredients that it would otherwise be receiving if the product didn't have silicone. Last but not least, we have parabens. Parabens are just bad all around. Parabens are actually linked to creating a lot of hormonal dysfunction and stuff like that. It is just bad for you to intake in anything. In order to get a list of parabens, you can just Google it, get familiar with those. I think it's the ones that have like methyl, but just get really familiar with parabens because those are like the most horrible ingredients. When it comes to the products that I currently use, I do tend to use more safe ingredient products. For example, I use a lot of Shea Moisture. I use Not Your Mother's, as you guys have seen. Overall, that's basically around the brands that I use. I like to use a lot of products that have clean ingredients anyways, and kind of do fall under the curly girl method branch. This is what I've been willing to give up, and this is what I have not been willing to give up. Now, I have been okay with using sulfate. As I said, a lot of the brands that I am currently using do not have sulfate. However, if there is a shampoo that I have like a shampoo or two that have sulfate in them. And the reason why sulfate is used in more shampoos versus like conditioners and stuff is because sulfate creates that sudsy kind of lather that a lot of people like to see when they're washing their hair anyway. The reason why I don't care to use it is because, I currently don't care to use it is because I know that I'm going to be adding a lot of moisture back into my hair anyway. I don't use it all the time, but I have been like, I kind of like don't care, I'll use sulfate. Another thing is I also have been okay with using some sort of silicones in my hair. It truly depends on the product. However, I've decided to take the approach of let me see what's actually working versus what kind of methods have been working for other people. I actually like to see the way the product performs versus judging it off like, oh no, you have like a bad ingredient so I can't use you. What I'm not willing to use is products that have parabens in it because parabens, as I said, do create a hormonal imbalance and do actually affect your overall health, which is just not okay. It actually also has been linked to cancer, so you guys have to check out your cosmetics and make sure that you're not using things that have parabens in there because that's a whole nother thingamajig. If you guys want me to share with you some of the products that I have been using that has worked for my hair thus far that do have ingredients that aren't under the curly girl method, then let me know. I'll be happy to share that with you guys. But I personally just rather see what actually works for me and what results I get versus like following a method that, even though I was following that method, I used products that had other issues and other things that caused my hair to get really frail and damaged. But recently my hair has been doing amazing even after using some of the ingredients that are considered damaging to curly hair. So it really just depends on person to person. Another thing, I love products that have fragrance. However, I do have eczema and my skin is very sensitive. So I do try to use naturally derived fragrance or just like natural fragrances, essential oils and stuff like that. However, I do still use some products that have just fragrance in them. Another thing is alcohol. which a lot of products actually have alcohols. And you'll be surprised that some conditioners actually have alcohols, because I was super surprised when I saw that. Well, the reason why alcohols are used in products is because it kind of opens the pores in your hair and the strands to let in the moisture. So it's kind of like using a toner, but it's all in one product. It's kind of like using a toner and then a moisturizer. You use a toner to bring your pH balance back, and then also open up your pores to then receive the moisturizers and the oils and the serums. I'm talking about your skin, by the way. It's the same thing for your hair. So they do use some alcohols in products to be able to actually penetrate the hair strands and bring in the moisture, if that makes sense. So yeah, I personally feel like because I've made mistakes of following the curly girl method and still getting damaged hair as an end result, I just feel like, listen, I'm gonna do whatever I feel is best for my hair. And if I truly feel like a product is just not working for me, then it's not working for me. And honestly, some of the times when I was younger and I look back at some of my pictures when I saw that my curl was super duper healthy, I didn't know anything about the curly girl method, and my hair actually looked pretty much okay. So I don't follow the curly girl method, and I think that everybody should kind of do whatever works best for them and kind of just take it a product at a time and judge it for yourself, instead of saying like, I don't want to use that product because that has whatever in it. It's just not the way to go about anything, especially not about like just life in general, because everybody is different. Although we're very, 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 very similar, everybody's body and hair and skin reacts to things differently. So it's always best, even as you see, as I read from the Naturally Curly website, it's always best to kind of fit your needs and do whatever suits you, which is what I'm currently doing with my hair, doing whatever suits me. Okay, you guys, so that's basically it for today. Let me know in the comments down below if you're a curly girl or curly guy, if you use the curly girl method, or if you even heard of it. As I said, it's something that's been around for quite some time. I'll leave the title of the book and stuff and all of that in the website all down below, so you guys can check it out for yourself and get the information for yourself. That way you can make your own conclusion from whatever you read and stuff like that. If you guys like videos like this, let me know in the comments down below, and please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and follow me on Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, and Twitter. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!